Hi there, it's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com here with match number 1 with the Prized Amalgam. We are on the play. Yes, we'd like to go first. And this hand is kind of awkward. Very awkward, actually. We do have the Hedron Crab. I'm going to keep it. We need a way to get these Prized Amalgam, Gravecrawler, Golgari Grave-Troll in the bin. But that is just a Faithless Looting away to at least get the Golgari Grave-Troll and the Prized Amalgam. I don't like this basic mountain, but we're gonna go ahead and get a. I think at this Watery Grave to me probably seems like the right call. As we can Hedron Crab, and then have a way to at least cast the Gravecrawler. And then if we get a Faithless Looting, it's a mountain. If we get another Bloodstained Mire, we can get a Steam Vents. And then we have ways to cast the Ideas Unbound. I'd hate for this to get bolted, because it's our only self-mill package now. But it looks like we're going up against, he's tapping for green. Okay, so it's going to be a fast deck. It's going to be a zoo-based deck, which we do have the Gnaw the Bones in the sideboard. I'm okay with this match. We do have ways to beat it. Bloodghast is pretty bad. I'd want that to be Dredge, and let's see if we find absolute garbage in the bin. So I think we'll just cast a Bloodghast. I'm not too happy with that play, and I think I'm just going to go get a basic swamp here. And there's the Prized Amalgam, which is great. That's a great, but look at all these lands we hit again. So I'll just Bloodghast here. So I'd love to hit like a, Faithless Looting or a Ideas Unbound at this point I don't want. Experiment 1 is one of the better draws. If he goes Burning Shore Emissary here, I'm in trouble because Bloodghast and Gravecrawler can't block. I can cast a Prized Amalgam next turn. It's going to be a Goblin Guide, which evolves the Experiment 1. But he's got kind of a weird hand too. He's only swinging it for 4. And it's a Golgari Grave-Troll, which unfortunately is going to come into our hand. So really bad sequences of cards. But the Prized Amalgam will be nice to actually cast. And we'll do some self-milling again. Hopefully not find lands this time. And we find a Faithless Looting, which will be really good. Especially with the Prized Amalgams. So we'll cast the Prized Amalgam. And attack him with Bloodghast. Now our opponent did keep a 1-lander. So he's not in the best shape either. I think at this point we'll block with the Hedron Crab. I hope he doesn't have a Lightning Bolt for the Prized and misses his land. Because that way we can block the Experiment 1. I mean, he does have the Lightning Bolt. So I will take the 4 again. I'd love to see just a land off the top. We can Faithless Looting. Perfect. So I won't block this turn because that's 2 more mills. But this is definitely not... Of course, another card that wants to get milled. The Narcomoeba. And we had a Vengevine. We can actually get a Vengevine here by casting the Narcomoeba and a Gravecrawler, and that might actually be the better of the plays. So we can still Polluted Delta and just go get, at this point, we'll go get a Breeding Pool into play tapped. Because I don't believe that I want to... Yeah, I'm definitely not going to do anything else this turn, besides just playing the Gravecrawler and the Narcomoeba. Because all of these come back into the battlefield. Now we have him Oh, so Narcomoeba doesn't work anymore when you cast it from your graveyard. Alright, so yeah, it doesn't trigger off the Prized Amalgam. So I completely misread that. So the Narcomoebas won't work. Or the Bloodghast don't bring back in the... I thought the Prized Amalgam says when it enters. When a creature enters the battlefield, if it enters from your graveyard or you cast it. I do not know why the Prized Amalgams didn't trigger there. That was odd. They should have worked. Oh, beginning of next step. Okay, yeah. We're good. Okay, so here I think we will just cast the Narcomoeba. We'll tap our mana correctly here. This gives us a blocker. We'll cast a Gravecrawler. This puts in a Vengevine. Which will actually leave the Vengevine back because we have so much aggression on board here. Yeah, I think that I do just keep the Vengevine back. Because we have 9 power on board next turn. He needs to draw into runner. And we can easily just block with Vengevine. I'll actually block with Hedron Crab at this point. Kept a very greedy hand. We know that his hand is probably full of bolts. Not quite sure if Zoo is running, and I don't even know if this is Zoo, if this is just like Nicodle Burn. Alright, so see what we draw into. Vengevine. Just going to, what is the best? Flashback with the Faithless Looting. Discarding both Vengevines here. And let's see if we got another grave. No, we still haven't found the other grave. I don't know if I want to... Because we could get these other Vengevines back into play if we were to find... Yeah, so I will kill the Polluted Delta here for the Blood Crypt, I guess. Yeah, I was just going to play tap, though. So let's see if we would have hit the grave crawlers. And I would have. Okay, so I could have killed him here if I would have just chanced it. So, he does have to block. So I might leave back. No, this will force a block. This is 13. Let's see. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 damage. And so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 damage. And I'll just leave everything back in the graveyard. It goes to 1. 1 is actually a lot safer because you can't even use a fetch land here. So it's really just the greedy hand that gave us this board state. I guess you could have popped double lightning bolt. Yeah, I should have gone for it with the finding the 2 Gravecrawlers to bring back the Vengevine. That could come back to bite me if he did go land. But it seems like in 5 draws he missed a land drop. I do have double blockers for the Wild Nacatl. He's already used one of the bolts too. And even a Goblin Grenade would not work. So let's go on to the sideboard. Lotleth Troll seems okay here. I do like Izzet Charm, but it's just really Gnaw the Bone that I like the most. I'm not quite sold on the Darkblast. The Skaab is okay. Fatestitcher is also okay. I do like the Insolent Neonate. I think it's going to be cards like Ideas Unbound is just going to be too slow. And I actually still like the Narcomoeba. We'll go down to one Narcomoeba. Hedron Crab's still fine. There's not a lot you want to change in this matchup. Possibly the Lotleth Trolls, because they become a pretty decent... Yeah, they just become a pretty decent roadblock against the deck. I think it's Life in the Loam we don't want here. And I'm just going to keep one Lotleth, though, in. I think that the deck is pretty solid. Just try to find those Gnaw on the Bones and gain as much life as possible to stabilize. This will be a lot tougher on the draw. This is another awkward hand, but we don't have Dredgers in our opening hand here. We just have the Hedron Crab, and we're actually going to save ourselves a life by that first turn island. All right, so he first turned Kurd's Ape, which is a pretty decent first turn play. 2-3 on turn number 1. But we have a very explosive draw with the Hedron Crabs. He needs the bolt to Hedron Crab. That'll take a bolt, though. And if he kept another one lander, shame on him. I mean, the deck seemed like this. Actually, to me, it looks more like Burn than it looks like. Because a Goblin Grenade in there, too. That seems like a very awkward card to me. With a deck with Kurd Apes, Nacatls, and Experiment Ones. It might be... I'm not quite sure if he has enough targets a lot of times for the grenade. He's going to Helix off. Oh, rest in peace. All right, well... Didn't bring in the Nature's Claim, so we just have to... There's no point milling myself. So I guess we'll be milling him. And even a Vexing Devil. So I'm going to actually just go for the Hedron Crab here over the Bloodghast. And we'll go get a Overgrown Tomb here. Mill him some more. Not quite sure this will actually... It'll give us at least a visual of what his deck's trying to do. So it's Reckless Bushwhacker Goblin Guide. Just a Bushwhack Zoo type build. And the Rest in Peace is definitely going to be our trump card. So Prized Amalgam is actually a sweet draw because it blocks most of his cards pretty effectively. I do have to take 2 life to get it out here, though. So Breeding Pool still seems like the right play. And we'll get to see his deck list. We'll be able to put Vengevine out. He seems pretty flooded with lands. We've hit a lot of playables rather than the... And we'll kill the Goblin Guide here. Faithless Looting coming up. I don't care too much about it. Or kill the... Not Goblin Guide, the... I'd hate to see a Targus Command. That'd be the card that'd be rough to deal with. And it is a Targus Command. So I go down to a 2. and see if he's got the Bolt left. So I'll bring in the Nature's Claims for the Rest in Peace, or maybe I shouldn't even care too much about it. He had another Targus Command, huh? Double a Targus Command in his hand. Yeah, that was a pretty good. Perfect lands, perfect amount of creatures. So lots and lots of Targus Commands. Experiment 1 might actually be worth it. The Bushwhackers as well to bring this Darkblast in. I think we will bring Darkblast. And we'll bring the Nature's Claims in. So the cards that I think are quite weak, Narcomoeba probably. We'll keep a 1 of Narcomoeba just to hit. Maybe not like Fatestitcher or the Skaab in here. And Lotleth Troll seems a lot better because it's something that I can... Izzet Charm seems good too. To kill off early, we can counter some spells. Possibly not though. This would be 7 cards. The Neonate I'm going to take out. I think the Lotleth Troll plays this very similar role as the Neonate. I still like the Knot of the Bones, the Vengevines, the Golgari Grave-Troll, and the Stinkweed Imps. I want a Dredger, but maybe the Izzet Charm route's just a little bit better. Bloodghast 2 just seems kind of awkward. We're going to go down to a 1 of Bloodghast and take out possibly 2 Stinkweed Imps and go for a little heavier of the control route here. Don't know if I'm outplaying myself here. What I mean by that is just shortening my odds to be able to beat the aggro, or beat my own aggro. I can't kill him in a lot of times before he starts drawing like lightning bolts and whatnot. But at least this gives us some little play against the Rest in Peace. All right, so we'll submit this. Yes, I'd like to play first. Let's see if we... this hand is terrible. This hand is beyond terrible. I think we have to mull this. We have a lot of lands here. We don't have a Dredge card, though. This is much better. We'll put a crab on top. And we will go get a blue-green land. And there's the Nacatl. So, breeding pool it is. And we get a Hedron Crab next turn. Oh, I played that. Oh, I shuffled it away. That's right. So I will just go get a basic... Yeah, I'm going to go get a basic Swamp. For a Lotleth Troll. So let's see if a Rest in Peace comes out next turn. I'd love that. That'd be my ideal play, of course, for the Nature's Claim. So far, so good. Hate for it to be a Lightning Bolt. That way we can't protect a Lotleth Troll. But he doesn't know my hand. Like, a Lightning Bolt's actually quite risky here, because if I have 3 cards in my hand, the Troll survives it. And there's the Rest in Peace. Awesome. So we'll get a Nature's Claim it. And we have 2 black sources. So Lotleth Troll is going to be very key for this matchup. We need to find a Dredge card. So we'll Nature's Claim, the rest in peace. Go back up to 19, which is annoying, but I still think Nature's Claim's the best. Rest in peace, Killer. He's got another one in his hand then. We only saw 2. We went through a ton of his cards. I'm going to block here. Vengevine's going to be the card of choice to discard. And if he tries to bolt, I think we will pitch everything to the Prized Amalgam to keep it alive and then regenerate it. Yeah, let's put a regeneration shield on it now. So I still think this is the right play. So we're going to discard. And discard. He's got to have another Lightning Bolt in his hand or Lightning Helix. Unfortunately, we don't have the greatest. What do we even have looking forward? Ridiculous, he's got another one. So we have to shock ourselves here. For, what do we need? Green, I think it's probably a Blood Crypt. Double Lightning Bolt. Rest in peace, Lightning Bolt, Lightning Bolt. Put a regeneration field on it. This will at least kill his Nicodle. Actually takes it out of combat. Yeah. No, it's got another regeneration shield on it. Yes, this works out perfectly. What else can he have for green in his hand? Yeah, that did just take it out of combat. So we avoid 6 damage and have a 5/4 on board. Or 9 damage, actually. That was a very good trade. We'll just not use Gnaw the Bone. We will. He's used 2 Lightning Bolts, though. What am I afraid of at this point? He can't attack in. The longer this game goes on, the more annoying it does get, though. So Burning Tree Emissary, which evolves Experiment 1. See if he has a Bushwhacker. Curd Ape, which evolves him again. And Goblin Guide. So he's going to be attacking in without any mana. So I can Gnaw the Bone and gain 6 life. And kill off the Wild Nacatl. If he attacks in. And he's out of cards. Lotleth Troll is going to stay and play defense. We don't really have a lot of dead draws. Like a Golgari Grave-Troll would definitely be a dead card, or a Vengevine. But most of the other cards will be pretty decent. I think he has to go for it here. Yeah, I agree with that. And it's another Gnaw the Bone, so we'll kill off the Nacatl. And pass the turn. So it buys us some time, but as long as our opponent keeps getting gas, this isn't a good scenario for us. And he'll just pass the turn. I'm not going to Gnaw. Not going to run into a Lightning Bolt. Vengevine is a terrible card to draw into, so far 2 bad cards that we don't quite want. I'm okay with the Sacred Foundry because that means it's 1 less dead card. Love to hit another land, that way we can actually use our Gnaw the Bones. Don't want to use Prized Amalgam either, because it leaves me quite vulnerable for the Lightning Bolt. Well, I'm going to do it. I need to get another blocker out, because the Bushwhackers are very real. But I'm not sure if I'll block with Lotleth Troll this time. I guess Lotleth Troll is above the Lightning Bolt. Alright, now we're in great shape. Nature's Claim. Oh, it protects us against another Rest in Peace. Yeah, the longer this goes on, the worse. The worse it is for us. Well, let's get a Target's Command out of his hand. Nope, no Target's Command. Izzet Charm's nice. We can draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards at instant speed. I think we will just pass the turn and allow that to happen. And that actually keeps up the black for the Lotleth Troll as well. So blue. So draw 2, then discard 2. And Darkblast is terrible, but it allows us to dredge. Do I care? I think I'd rather just draw a card here. Another Prized Amalgam. Let's see here. 3 cards in hand. I think we just cast it. Pass the turn. We're up to 19. Love to hit another land. That is super annoying, but we have a Nature's Claim again to get rid of the second one. And we have some decent... Now I'm wishing, why didn't I use the Gnaw of the Bone that was in the graveyard rather than the one that was not in the graveyard? Oh well. There's a Gravecrawler. We'll attack him with the Prized Amalgams. That way we can get them back if If they were to die, I'm going to keep the Gravecrawler, I think, in the... Now we'll cast the Gravecrawler. Yeah, double Rest in Peace is tough. He got rid of a lot of cards. 3 Vengevines and 2 Prized Amalgams. We can start attacking you with the Gravecrawler, and he blocks it. We can Darkblast one of his guys off. Hopefully he doesn't run any more Rest in Pieces. So there's a Burning Tree Emissary. Into nothing. So at this point, I think I was attacking with 1 prized. Hedron Crab seems kind of bad. I can start to self-mill. So maybe just on a Lotleth Troll, that'd be better, though. So Darkblast can chain, right? My untap then draw. Oh yeah. I can start actually going for the Darkblast and killing off some creatures. I think that'll be the best play. Well, that if he blocks the Curt Ape, that'll be the best play. Alright, so we get a Curt Ape out of the way. Not going to recast the Gravecrawler because we do want the Lotleth Troll to be able to regenerate. He is getting scary with all the Reckless Bushwhackers he still has in his deck. And there's another Burning Tree Emissary. He didn't have one last turn, so that was his draw. I don't think I'm going to dredge back the... Yeah, we're just going to go for a draw here. Not a card I wanted. Gonna attack him with both those still. How lethal is that with a... He's gonna let it go through though. This... Pretty decent because I have 2 blockers. It's a Goblin guy. He's still getting juice. And there's the Reckless Bushwhacker. I was terribly afraid of that. We have 2 blocks. So it's not another Reckless Bushwhacker. Izzet Charm. With our luck, it's going to be... Nah, not here. We'll block the biggest, which is going to be our Burning Emissary. He can do 9 at the moment. Target's command is another 6, so we should be okay. I believe we dredge back the Darkblast, because that kills the Reckless Bushwhacker. And then we swing in for lethal. But even with me trying to miff this game up, we still pushed through. So I'm happy with the results of this deck. Then all the bones came through, the Nature's Claim came through. This is Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching.